everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is going to be a general reading for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the May 16 to May 31st period. We're going to start tonight with the Storyteller Oracle cards. I developed these cards. They really help me understand what the predominantly important story is. When I'm doing a reading, I like to use these in the beginning just to sort of get a sneak peek, sort of the highlights, if you will. Okay, let's see. What's the story? Wow, lots of stuff going on for Virgo. The cards are flying out of my hands. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Very big transformations in this month of May. There is a lunar eclipse coming up on May the 26th, so there'll be a reading, a special reading for that. Look forward to doing that. Okay, the first card. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's get started here for Virgo. I see that there's something that your intuition has been communicating to you, Virgo. Something deep in your subconscious is becoming awake. There's an awakening happening here for Virgo, and you feel it on an intuitive level. You are struggling to sort of feel free, though. I see the Bound card in reverse. So you're feeling tied up. You're not feeling free in this moment that you're in. Your intuition is coming to you from third eye and crown. So we're really tapping into those higher chakras here right now. You have the Yang energy card in reverse. So I'm thinking that your creative abilities are sort of not as high as they usually are, Virgo. You're feeling a little bit blocked. Yes, something is hidden from you. And it has to do with this awakening. You see, you got the New Day card in reverse. So you've got some relationships around you that are polarized, okay? So you've got a lot of us, them, me, you action, not a lot of unity around you, which is probably causing that New Day card, right? That feeling of your transformation being blocked a bit. You're aware of your inner strengths, but you're curious about the motives of others. It's the relationship with others. Yeah, you're feeling really emotional about the relationships with others and you're questioning motives. You're wondering if things are true or not. Things are not as they appear for you right now, Virgo. Very interesting. You're having a difficult time with choices. Because your awakening is being challenged by this feeling that others may be trying to take advantage of you, or that there is a unhealthy energy around you that could be an earth sign or a fire sign. Interesting. Those two came together. So you could be facing a challenge in a relationship with another earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or that could be you, Virgo, and that you're dealing with a fire sign. There is an inner child wound that it appears is being triggered, and you're tempted to, you're almost at a fork in the road here. You're not sure whether or not to set sail or to stay put. It's interesting. Yeah, it's hitting you hard on the intuition level, and you don't trust it. I'm guessing this is sort of an unfamiliar feeling that you're getting from your intuition. Yeah, it's interesting. You keep getting a lot of cards that imply that you either want to cut and run or stick it out. You want to cut and run or stick it out. Your inspiration is taking the hit, though. Your creativity and your inspiration is taking the hit, because there is a cycle that needs to come to an end, Virgo. Something has to end. You have to transmute this current feeling of restlessness into your creative vibe again. Your creativity needs to come back, and you need to speak your truth about something. There's something that you've been holding back on. There it is, throat chakra in reverse. So you're not speaking your truth about something that needs to be spoken. Interesting reading so far, Virgo. So it looks like on an intuitive level, you're aware of something that hasn't quite shown evidence in the physical world, but it has to do with some relationships around you, potentially with a fire sign or another earth sign. and you are taking the hit in terms of your creativity and your inspiration are being blocked, probably because your intuition is where you get that same creative energy as well. So if you're not tapping into your intuition because of, you know, something you don't want to face, you're also not going to get access to that creative vibe, it looks like. Very interesting. Okay, let's jump into the tarot cards, keeping these available. But, you know, it looks like something needs to be spoken here, Virgo. There's something that needs to be discussed. There's a truth that you feel like you need to express. Interesting. Okay, let's see what's going on here for Virgo in this timeline where there appears to be, something that they need to express and something challenging it. Okay, so it looks like, it's a relationship. You're in a union right now, Virgo. Okay, you are in union maybe with a Gemini. Okay, it could be a Gemini. We did say we thought it might be a fire sign as well, though, but Lovers is the Gemini. And then we see that what's going on here, it's like you've received some news, some gossip, maybe something petty. There's something going on here that's making you curious. We saw the curiosity card in your storyteller oracle, curiosity. Here it is. And that there is something hidden from you in reverse. So that means you're curious about it when you see hidden in reverse. And you also see curiosity with a Page of Swords who's bringing in some information that could be petty, could be gossip. But regardless, it's bringing something to light that you need to face. And it has to do with this union you're in, potentially with a Gemini, or we saw in the storyteller oracle, it might be another earth sign or a fire sign. So we're sort of running the gamut here. We haven't heard from the air signs yet, but the Five of Swords is air, and a Five of Swords would suggest an Aquarius. Okay, so it could be Aquarius, could be Gemini, or it could be a fire sign. Very interesting that you're dealing with, or another earth sign. So we're not getting too specific, but the thing that makes it specific is the fact that the Lovers, so that tells me it's a significant relationship you're in, that your intuition from the storyteller oracle tells us you know something about this is afoot. Something's up. The Page of Swords says that it's coming in the form of information that's going to cause you to have to face a truth, and we see the Chariot on the bottom of the deck, which implies that you're going to have to make a choice. You're going to have to decide what you want to do with this information as it pertains to this relationship. Yeah, there we go. First card out of the shuffle is the Two of Swords. That's what's on your mind right now, is that you are really, really feeling paralyzed. You're at a standstill. You're not sure what to do. Bottom of the present timeline, which would suggest sort of the reason that this truth has come out. And we see the Queen of Cups, which says that it is an emotional time where your intuition is the thing that is really working with you here. Your intuition knew about this on some level, about this relationship not being particularly harmonious potentially, but one that you're still in. We saw that in the past, we saw in the storyteller oracle the card that you do recognize your inner riches. And so in the past influences here, we see the Four of Pentacles, which tells me that you may have gone through a period in the past where you didn't feel particularly abundant, where resources in your mind were scarce, and it was mine. You know, it was sort of like, I don't care if some of this is yours, what's left here is mine, and I'm keeping it because I don't have enough. And so that's interesting. In the future, we see immediate future influences. Okay, immediate future influences suggest that as far as your sense of prosperity goes, Virgo, there will be a sudden sort of need to develop the tasks of everyday life again. Okay, that's not to say that there's going to be a shift downwards with prosperity, but it suggests that you're sort of getting yourself stabilized again. So maybe whatever's going on in the present is going to cause you to need, like, to sort of redevelop your day to day. So that says to me there could be a shakeup in your day to day, not maybe as dramatic as the Knight of Swords, because it's a Knight of Pentacles, but we do see also the King of Rods in reverse. So the King of Rods in reverse suggests that in the future, after the immediate future, once you come out of this present timeline, you're going to need to redevelop your day-to-day, and you might have a hard time connecting your vision to the external world to generate change. That could be challenged because we're going to clarify that, but it seems like whatever's going on right now, once you make this choice, I'm almost feeling like you're going to need to reestablish some things. And as I say that, the Emperor flipped over in my hands. So that says that you're going to need to reestablish who you are as an authority, who you are in terms of how you govern situations, and what's fair and what's not fair in your mind, and how you proceed in the future may change. It may be a different version of yourself based on the fact that you went through a past timeline where things were not particularly abundant. Now you're feeling abundant, but there's a union you're in that it looks like you're going to get some hidden information. A truth is going to come forward about this that you're going to have to make a choice after that. And I see the Fool on the bottom of the deck as I'm talking about that choice, which suggests that it is going to lead you down a path of self-discovery. And we did see several cards here. We saw New Day, and we also saw, where was it? Conscious. These two cards together really do imply that you are transforming, but that your free will is like, this card came up in reverse, which suggests that you don't know what choice to make. And then we see the Two of Swords as being top of mind, which says that there's a choice to be made and that you're paralyzed. So it makes sense that you're paralyzed by this choice, because we see that you don't even know what to do with your free will that you have, obviously, at any time to use however you wish. And we did see the collaboration card. So when I see that collaboration card with the Lovers, it really says that something in your significant relationship is shifting, Virgo, and it's something that I'm not surprising you about. If this reading is resonating for you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's very clear something in this relationship needs to shift. Now, how is Virgo feeling on the inside right now? How is Virgo feeling internally? Internally, Virgo, you're feeling, we get the Nine of Wands in reverse. So Nine of Wands upright would suggest that you're feeling really tired and that you need to fill up your tank, and it's time for self-care. So the fact that it's in reverse suggests that this is challenging you right now. So you might be slipping into a place right now, Virgo, where you're not taking care of yourself, because this union is, there's something really stressing you out about this. How is Virgo coping with this feeling of, well, I guess we know how you're coping. You're coping by feeling really challenged to take care of yourself and fill up your tank. How can we help Virgo change that? How can we help Virgo change that? The Moon card. Interesting. So things are changing. You are shifting. There's a rebirth happening. Lots of truth being illuminated. When you see the Moon card, that big full moon has a lot of things to tell you. Some truth, some uncertainty, some things that are unfamiliar. Something is up for the Virgos. Wow. I just want to use a different deck for a sec to clarify this situation in the present. What is this Page of Swords and Five of Swords bringing in to challenge the union? What is it? Okay, so we see that it's a sense that this information is going to make you feel like you want to set yourself free. This information is going to call into question whether or not you want to walk this path anymore with this person. Now, was there deception, or is this information true? The information appears to be sort of marking a sense of there is wisdom in this information. There is something you need to know here. And we see the Page of Cups, so it does have to do with some new energy. So it might be, when I see Temperance and the Page of Cups together, that tells me that the information is going to be something you need to know with respect to this relationship, and it's going to require you to be patient. If you want this relationship to continue, you're going to have to be very temperate, not reactive. Okay, you have to not be reactive, and you do need some physical strength. We saw the Nine of Wands in reverse for how you're feeling on the inside. And when I ask whether, what can we do to encourage you during this tough time, it says here you need to be temperate and open to the information. Temperate and open, not reactive. And also you need to be physically up for it so that you're not triggered, right? Interesting. Okay. Now, is this a situation where Virgo should be feeling like, was this a deception? Is there deception here? Is there some sort of foul play? Wow, we see the Nine of Wands in reverse again. So, very interesting. This situation may have come about because, not because, but there may have been a factor at play here where you were challenged to take care of yourself, and as a result, missed a red flag. But your intuition caught it, Virgo. You may have missed a red flag, but I was asking about deception, and that makes me think that, maybe the reading is staying kind of general, because Page of Swords in reverse suggests, again, that there was something that you missed with respect to gossip, or, maybe someone was being petty, or there was something that was no longer what it appeared to be, and maybe you missed the signs. You may have missed it because you were kind of fed up or tired, or you were already sort of feeling it on an intuitive level, it seems. So what are the future influences here for, going back to the deck we started with, what are the future influences here for the long term in terms of the outcome after this Two of Swords has been reconciled? Wow, rebirth, Death card, and Four of Swords in reverse. So Four of Swords implies a time where there needs to be healing, and you need to withdraw so that you can sort of reflect on the time that you've had throughout this process. So whenever I see the Four of Swords in reverse, I always think that it's like you're not going to need to do this for long, because it's like this has been happening the whole time. You've sort of been doing this as this is happening. And as a result, at the end of this, once the choice has been made, accepted, and, actualized, there will be a rebirth here for you. So, I'm curious here. Can we get some clarification on the Death card here to see, does that mean the relationship is going to end? Is the Lover's card going to lead to an end? You know what? I don't think so. I think this could deepen the commitment, because we see the Four of Wands and the Fool upright. So I think the shift that could happen here, Virgo, could strengthen the relationship. It could strengthen the relationship. Well, that's lovely. To be honest, I was sort of concerned that this was pointing towards, just because of the amount of the Nine of Wands in reverse makes it seem like you're almost at the end of feeling like you want to keep going. But it seems like maybe this is going to turn around. We did see communication come up a lot, throat chakra, and that we saw this Truth card in reverse. So maybe what's going to happen is when that Page of Swords energy comes in, it's going to cause a conversation between you and your significant one, and it's going to strengthen the relationship, and potentially there could be a celebration. The other scenario that could happen here is that Four of Wands could be an inner celebration that you have on your self-discovery because of how you manage whatever this information is. Very interesting. Does Virgo, I'm just going to ask here, is Virgo facing separation? Or I guess it depends on how you've got, I guess it depends on what you do, Virgo. I'm sort of being guided to see that Two of Swords again. Like, I guess it depends in either respect. You are on your journey. You got the Fool card twice, both times upright. Then we see the Death card. And we see that there's a big choice that you have to make. So that really tells me that the outcome is going to depend on what you choose. The outcome is going to depend on what you choose. In terms of this union. And we see here Justice, Ace of Cups in reverse, Ace of Swords upright, and King of Pentacles in reverse. So you know what? I think it's really going to depend. And it's like you're going to have to weigh out the options in a very, very precise way to discover if this truth is in fact relevant or not. Okay, with the Justice card. And then with the King of Pentacles in reverse, that really makes me think that you're going to get that Midas touch back once you get your self-confidence back. So we did see here that there was a card that suggested that you're having a sort of a difficult time manifesting things right now, but that I think will turn around once you take the decision. So we go from a Two of Swords to the Ace of Swords. So that says you're going to choose. You're going to choose one of those swords. And after you choose it, you're going to need some you time. Ace of Cups in reverse. So it's not the time to enter into a new relationship if you choose to part from that union that you have with the Lovers. So, you know, very interesting reading for you, Virgo. It looks like you've got some decisions to make with respect to a significant relationship in your life. And depending on what the decision is that you decide, this Ace of Swords here, depending on what you decide, you're going to go in either a direction of, you know what? I think regardless of what direction you go, you're going to walk this path of the Fool still. No matter what you choose, Virgo, you're going to discover something about yourself. So that might be the most prominent question to ask yourself in this time is, what am I learning about myself in the experience of this relationship? You know, what am I learning about myself in the experience of having this relationship? What are some words of encouragement here for Virgo? Thank you. Happy, happy. I like that for your words of encouragement. Go where you're joyful. Go where you feel happy, right? Make the decision. This Two of Swords might be assisted here by the happy, happy card. If you're feeling torn at all, choose the sword that's going to make you happy. Okay? I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for joining me, Virgo. If this reading has resonated for you and you'd like a personal reading, my email is in the description below. And thank you again. Watch out for your lunar eclipse reading coming up for May the 26th. Okay, we'll see you again. Thanks so much.